We all love a good mashup, right? I mean, look, some guy takes a croissant, turns it into a donut, and boom! We're talking about these for the next year. But of course, not every mashup is good, right? I mean, my uncle puts salsa and gravy on his baked potato. I don't see anybody bottling that up. So if you mash up the fuel savings and green cred of an electric car with the go-anywhere, anytime convenience of a gas car, do you get a delicious treat or a gralza dog? Oh, that's just wrong. We're talking about plug-in hybrids, or PHEVs. And today, we'll tell you 5 things you need to know if you're considering a mashup for your next car. Hey, I'm Lauren from Edmunds, and if you want to talk about great combos, the experts at Edmunds have teamed up with CarMax to help you find the right car. Simple. And I'm loving it. Can you spot the difference between these 3 SUVs? This one is a regular gas-powered Toyota RAV4. You put in gas. That's it. This one is a RAV4 hybrid. It's got a battery and an electric motor that's just powerful enough to help the gas engine out and make it more fuel efficient. You only fill a hybrid with gas, no plug on this. And this one is the RAV4 Prime, a plug-in hybrid. It has a bigger battery and a bigger electric motor than the hybrid. And more importantly, you can fill it with gas and charge it with a plug. It can drive like a regular hybrid, but it can also drive about 40 miles just on electricity alone. If you'd like to get an EV to go green for your commute, but you don't have consistent access to a charger, or you tend to take long drives and don't want to deal with that range anxiety, totally get it, then a plug-in hybrid might give you the best of both worlds. But is a PHEV really as good as it sounds? Well, here are 5 things you need to know. So 1, you don't need a charging station. Yes, they're called plug-in hybrids, but you don't necessarily need to actually plug it in. You can just fill it up with gas and the PHEV will keep on moving. But what if you do want to charge up? Most people who own electric cars charge at home, which means installing a charging station, and that could cost thousands of dollars. A plug-in hybrid has a smaller battery than a pure electric car, which means you can charge it overnight by plugging into a regular household outlet. This kind of charging adds about 3 to 5 miles of range every hour. If you drive 30 miles a day, you should be able to cover your commute by plugging in when you get home. And if you have access to a charging station, even if it's just when you go to the mall, that's great. Go ahead and plug in. While they can't add miles as quickly as a pure EV, the smaller battery means PHEVs can fill up quickly. All right, number 2. You decide when it's an EV. Well, mostly. Here's the deal. PHEVs will default between a mixture of electricity and gas depending on the driving conditions. But most of them have a little switch that lets you choose how you want to use your charge. Want to commute in all electric mode? If you have enough charge, you can select EV mode and the car will shut down the gas engine. You can also choose to save your charge for when it'll be most useful, driving with the gas engine now, so you'll have plenty of electricity left for when you're stuck in traffic later. Just remember, if you floor it or the battery runs out of some juice, most PHEVs will take matters into their own hands and kickstart the gas engine on their own, even if you've selected EV mode. But that's not the only reason a plug-in might fire up its engine. Which brings me to number 3. You need gas, but also gas goes bad. You might be thinking, if I plug in and keep my PHEV on EV mode, you'll never run out of gas, right? Unfortunately, no. Gasoline has a shelf life of about 3 to 6 months. After that, burning it can cause problems for your gas engine. If you're really good at driving on electricity, theoretically, a full tank of gas could last you forever. So to keep it from going stale, and because gas engines just need to run to stay lubricated, most PHEVs will flip into hybrid mode to use up some of that gas. And you can't just leave the gas out. PHEVs are not designed to run without gas, so you'll have to keep at least a little in the tank all the time. So a PHEV can't be a pure electric car, but the plus side is that it can take you places an EV cannot. Next up, at number 4, maintenance. The reality is you have to maintain a gas car and an EV. Now, the flexibility you have of a gas-powered engine on board also means you have to live with a gas engine. Having a gas engine means oil changes, belt jobs, transmission fluid flushes. A true EV may not need that maintenance. But just like a gas car or a regular hybrid, a plug-in hybrid does. On the flip side, you have a battery pack. If you keep your car long enough, you might need to replace it. Most manufacturers warranty their batteries for about 8 to 10 years and up to 100,000 miles, but a replacement out of pocket can be costly. I know, that all sounds scary, but the truth is, recent studies actually have shown PHEVs cost less to run on average than traditional cars. And depending on how you drive, you might need a lot less maintenance, but not none. Most manufacturers still recommend regular service, like an oil change once a year. All right, last up, number 5, and I bet you were wondering when I was going to get to this. Mileage. Your mileage may vary. For starters, not every PHEV has as much range as this RAV4 Prime. Most fall into the 25 to 35 mile range, but some get less than 20. To make things more confusing, some models have different ranges depending on the year they were built. And of course, the range and fuel economy can vary wildly compared to the EPA estimates depending on where and how you drive. If you never plug in, your PHEV will get mileage like a regular hybrid. If you use EV mode a lot, your MPG might be off the charts, and your electric range might not live up to the advertised estimate if you live somewhere really cold or if you're a lead foot. Check out our video on EV range if you want to learn more about that. So, is a PHEV a great mashup, or is it gralsa? Yikes. Well, if you want to try owning an electric vehicle but don't want to change up your lifestyle too much, or if you want one vehicle to allow you to do short-term commutes with electricity and long-term drives on gas, then a PHEV is the perfect mashup for you. So what do you think? Does the PHEV sound like a great idea, or should you just commit to a solid EV? Sound off in the comments below.
Is your food boring? Well, step up to gralsa. Half gravy, half salsa. 100% delicious. Why don't you kick it up a notch and get some gralsa? Oh yeah!